Hello. I am making this video real quick because I know that, first of all, I hope you're all doing well. Hope everything's going good for you. I'm making this video because I know that as we get older, it's a lot harder to maintain our weight or lose weight. And I am 69 years old, and because of something that happened last year, actually Christmas of 2022, I had a panic attack which led to anxiety, which lasted all through 2023 up until this past February. Severe anxiety to where I could not eat at all. I mean, I could take a couple bites, I couldn't eat anymore. Well, that journey began when I was weighing 172 pounds. Yes, and I'm just a little below 5'5". I'm about 5'4 3/4". Well, because I couldn't eat, I dropped my weight drastically and quickly, which I didn't have a problem with because I was glad to lose the weight. But I did get too low to where I was down to 112, which although my doctor said it was a perfectly fine weight for my height, I literally could not sit down on a hard chair or a bench, that type of thing, because my tailbone would actually hit. Yeah, guys, my tailbone would actually hit. My butt was gone. I mean, I'm going to be frank here. It actually hit to where I'd have to sit on the side, that type of thing, because it hurt so much. And not even just on a hard surface, just sitting down, I could feel my tailbone hitting. I had no fat. So I thought, no, I need to gain a little weight. Well, I gained more than I wanted to. I got up to 145, which I saw that and I thought, no, I'm not going back up to that 172. So I started watching what I eat, and I've lost, I'm 138 now. So I've lost that weight from 145, and I'm going to continue getting down to where I was actually the most comfortable was between 120, 125 is when I felt my best for my height. I felt good, my body felt good. So I'm slowly going back down. But the thing about it is when we get older, guys, the bottom line is, hard as you might hate, much as you might hate to hear it, it's hard to hear. When you're older, you simply do not need the calories that you did when you were younger. You just don't. And how many of you continue to eat as normal as when you were in your 20s, 30s, maybe in 40s, and your weight has slowly climbed over the years, just climbed and climbed and climbed. Well, the bottom line is, guys, my doctor told me after my 5th child was born, I was 35 when he was born, and after a full year of exercising 2 hours a day, I mean sweat dripping exercise, I didn't lose a pound in a year, not 1 pound. I went to the doctor, he said, once you get into your 30s, your metabolism, everything starts to change. And he had me go on Atkins, which worked. I lost 12 pounds like that in 2 weeks. I ate nothing but meat, eggs, and cheese. Anything that was just on the Atkins diet, it worked great for me. But he also made me realize that once we get older, as he put it, you just don't need the calories. That's all there is to it. Because let's face it, as we get older, our body is slowly shutting down. So it doesn't need all the calories. It needs the nutrients of good food when you do eat, but not the calories. So every time you snack, every time you have a little snack, no matter what it is, even if it's a healthy thing, you're adding calories. You're adding calories to your day. So now that I've lost the weight that I had gained up to 145, I'm going to continue till I get back down to where I want to be. And I'm not an exerciser, okay? I can't stand exercise, and I know people are saying, oh, you should exercise. Well, you know what? I guess it depends on your thinking. My relatives didn't exercise per se. They kept busy around the house, in the yard, that type of thing. They lived late into their late 80s, 90s. My parents weren't exercisers, and they lived into their 80s. I'm just not. I don't know, that may change at some point. Doing a little dancing, what have you. I occasionally do that just when I get in the mood, but no, I'm not a regular exerciser at all. And I realized once I got up to 145, I thought, okay, all right, you're going to go right back to where you were if you don't watch this. So I literally just started watching my calories. That's it, keeping my calories low. Sticking to about 1,000 calories a day. And there's some people who say, oh, that's not enough. Yes, it is. When you're older, you just don't need all those calories anymore. You need the nutrition. If that means eating the proper foods, you know, the right foods to get the nutrition and to keep the calories low, you have to learn to count your calories. That's the bottom line. You just, and you'll get to the point where you'll look at something and go, oh, I know that's about 100 calories. Oh, that's 60 calories. Oh, but you can check everything nowadays. Either it's on the packaging or it's online. You can check the calories of anything. Like I know for a fact that one M&M, milk chocolate M&M, is 3 calories. And why? Because I'm not going to do without. I will not. I refuse to do that. You do have to watch your sugars and your carbs. That's a for sure. Too many sugars, too many carbs keeps your insulin high, which leads to fat, weight gain. That's all there is to it. It's just simple. It's not some complicated thing. That's why the Atkins, when I went on Atkins, I ate more calories than I'd ever eaten. But guess what? It was nothing but protein and fat. And the weight came off of me. But then it does stabilize where it's like the body says, oh, I don't know. And so it's proven. I mean, when I was going through this anxiety issue all of 2003, I knew I couldn't eat, so when I did eat, I made sure it was nutritious, and I lost all my taste for sweets, guys. I lost it. Even looking at something sweet would kind of nauseate me. So the carbs and the sugar were gone, and the weight fell off of me. At one point, I was losing 5 to 6 pounds a week, which is not safe, but I couldn't help it. I couldn't control it. It was what was happening to my mind and my body with the anxiety. And don't be fooled by the artificial sweeteners either. They have known for quite a while that artificial sweeteners, they can really mess up your pancreas to where your body doesn't handle the insulin properly. And when that insulin is released and you keep doing it and keep doing it, it ends up building up fat. That's how the body copes. So don't be fooled by that artificial sweetener stuff. They're finding more and more dangers in that stuff than ever before now. I won't touch one. I won't touch any artificial sweetener because of what they're finding about all of them, because it really is not good. But back to the subject is, if you're having issues with maintaining your weight right now, or you're having issues because you're gaining weight and you're like, well, I'm not doing anything different, I'm not eating different, why am I gaining the weight? And you're older. This is particularly for the older, but anybody that wants to lose weight, it's a matter of calorie counting. And you'll have people out there, oh, it has nothing to do with calories. That's a bunch of bull. Bunch of BS is what it is. And even if you're an exerciser, I've seen people on TV who are big time workout people, and they're pretty hefty. And why? Because they're not watching their calorie intake, their food. And carbs and sugar especially are known to increase your fat, the fat content of your body. So it's very important to keep that sugar and carb level lower, because it does create the fat. But the fact is, guys, hard as it is to accept, when you're older, your body isn't doing what it was when it was younger, growing and the hormones and this and that. It's not doing all, and you were more active or whatever. It's not doing that anymore. Yeah, it's bad to be inactive. That's not good either. I'm not saying just sit on the couch and veg all day. No. But I'm not an exerciser. I keep busy around my house with the cleaning, with the yard, with what have you. I keep busy. But I realized after that instant of the anxiety issue, I lost that weight so quickly because of the calorie drop. Plain and simple, calorie drop. So if you want to lose weight or maintain, like say you've been at 130 pounds for a long time, all of a sudden you get on, it's like, oh, I'm 135. What happened? I haven't changed anything. Well, if you're older, this is particularly if you're older, but like I say, for anybody that needs to lose weight, it's calorie watching, calorie counting. But if you notice your weight's going up and you're thinking, I don't change anything, well, it could be just that your metabolism is slowing down. And I tried all the gimmicks that they've had out there for, years ago. I tried all the gimmicks when I was much younger than now. Do this to increase your metabolism, do that to increase your metabolism. It's like, yeah, whatever. The thing is, count calories. For me, personally, to lose weight, 1,000 calories works because I'm not overweight. Technically, at my weight, at 138 pounds, at my height, that's considered a healthy weight. But for me personally, I felt better when I was thinner. And that's what matters to me, is how I feel. I don't care what they say. I just felt better. I felt lighter. My body felt more mobile. I just felt better at a lesser weight. So I'm going to work back down towards that. But yeah, at my weight, no, I'm not overweight at all. It's considered a healthy weight. But if you're extremely overweight, which those of you who are, if you're extremely overweight, dropping your calories, what is it they say to drop it, like 500 calories a day, I believe, if I remember right. It's if you lessen your calories by 500 calories a day and you're really overweight, you'll see that weight loss happen. It'll come off. But the closer you are to the weight that's good for your body, the harder it is to lose that weight. That's why, like now, I realized I had to really drop my calories in order to lose the weight, because I'm not technically overweight, but because I'm older, it's very easy for that weight to pile on. And especially that gut weight, the belly weight that you get, that is the most dangerous. That's what's known as visceral fat, and that's what leads to heart attacks and strokes. My belly, you can't, it's not a big belly. I don't know if you can see. I don't have a big belly or anything like that, but it is bigger than it was when I was 112, obviously. Then it was just flat as a board. And that visceral fat is very dangerous. That's the one you need to really, if you got belly hangover, you've got visceral fat. And visceral fat is when you have so much fat around your organs that the body didn't know what to do with the fat anymore, so it pushed it out, and that's where you get your belly. Yeah, that's what the body does. It says, I've got too much fat around everything inside, what do I do with this extra fat? And it starts pushing it out all over you, and then you get that big belly. That's dangerous, very dangerous to have. So guys, if you're older and you're having weight issues, you have to remember you cannot eat like you used to eat when you were thinner and younger. You can't do it anymore. And that's very hard for a lot of people to accept and to follow through with, because they're so used to a lifetime of eating however. And there are some people who are lucky enough to have a metabolism that they can eat whatever they want till the day they die, and they just don't gain weight. Particularly a lot of men. Men seem to have a better metabolism than women, which I'm sure is because of all the hormonal stuff we have to deal with. But yeah, you just have to accept that if you're truly on a journey where you want to get healthier and you want to lose weight, and you're feeling like, now that I'm older, I do this, I do that, I can't lose the weight, I don't know what's going on. Count your calories, guys. Count your calories. And what works for one person may be too many calories for another. Like I've seen the majority of things I say is, oh, you shouldn't go below 15, or what is it, 12 to 1500 calories a day. Well, if I ate 1500 calories a day, I would gain weight. That's my body. If I ate 1500 calories every day, I would begin to gain weight. Because of my age, at 69, my metabolism has slowed down. I accept that. I can't change that. I don't care what they say. Exercise, forget it. And when they say, oh, speed up your metabolism with exercise. Well, unless you're going to run a marathon for 6 hours a day, 30 minutes of exercise, an hour of exercise isn't going to do that for you. It's just a fact. And they've started to come to admit that now, because they fooled so many people with the whole, oh, exercise is all you need to lose weight. No, it's not. If you walk into, or you see a lot of things like on TV, if you see somebody who's working out or whatever, and that woman is in there and she's like, I work out all the time, blah, blah, blah. But you see she's heavy, obviously, excuse me, she's not watching her diet, or he. So if you truly want to get healthier and you really are worried about your weight, you can do something about it. It may not be as fast. Like now, I'm losing weight much slower than when I was younger, before I had my 5th child. Do you know that for the first 4 pregnancies, I never had to diet? Never. It just came off of me. In fact, my first pregnancy, when I was 19, I was married for a year. I got married at 18 and got pregnant at 19. I didn't have to do a thing. In fact, I didn't even need maternity clothes until the end of my 7th month. That's how small I was. Not because I was dieting or anything, it's just the way my body was. And then after he was born, a couple months later, I was back to normal. And the same with the other 3 after that. I never dieted. It just came off by itself. But the 5th one, whoo, forget it. I got up to over 200 pounds, and losing it was very difficult, very difficult. And that's when my doctor said, yeah, you're 35. Your metabolism is slowing down, and it's normal for once you get into your 30s. And he said, it's just, he goes, everybody that I've dealt with, they get into their 30s, they're all of a sudden complaining about weight issues. Well, that's the way it goes. And of course, it helps that you eat healthy foods. Don't be snacking on candies and sugars all day long, and carbs and bread and cookies and, you know, ice cream and cakes and all that. No, one snack of that is, you know, a quick 200 or 300 calories. You can easily build up a ton of calories just by a snack here, a snack there. And like I said, I'm not going to do without. I'm not never going to have candy or cakes or cookies or ice cream, or I'm not ever going to live that life, because life's too short as it is. And those bring me pleasure, guys. I like sweets. I have a severe sweet tooth. In fact, a few. And I could, do you know, I could literally live on sweets all day. I could just snack on sweets all day. I could just, oh, chocolate, especially chocolate. Oh, how I love chocolate. And the dark chocolates are better for you, but in my case, believe it or not, I'm so sensitive to so many things, it's frustrating. But in my case, I bought a bar of, it was 80% chocolate from Natural Grocers, a health food store we have. I ate half of it because it was low calorie, actually, because it was such dark chocolate. The caffeine in it had me shaking. I was literally shaking, my heart was pounding. I didn't even realize it was that, and I thought, wait a minute, I just ate the chocolate. It took about 10-15 minutes before it hit me. And I realized, oh my God, this is high percentage chocolate. So I couldn't continue eating that bar except for a piece, a tiny piece to taste it. And that was like, nah, I ain't doing that. I'm going back to my milk chocolate. So I'm not going to do without. I will always treat myself here and there, but not all day. No. And that's how I'm continuing to lose the weight now, from 145 to 138. For one thing, I can't eat breakfast. I absolutely cannot eat breakfast. I've tried to a few times, and I feel like vomiting afterwards. I can't eat breakfast. I just can't. And it turns out they're finding out that that's actually a good sign, believe it or not. I was watching a thing on it, that people who can't eat breakfast don't want breakfast. It's because their blood sugar levels are still so level, which means that your insulin levels are working well. Of course, not in all cases. I'm not going to say every person who can't eat breakfast, you're never going to get diabetes. No, I'm not going to say that. But they are finding that people who don't want breakfast and just literally can't eat it, it's because their blood sugars are so level. So if you wake up starving, you might have an issue in the future with diabetes. Just a possibility. Well, I can't eat breakfast. I'm hungry around 11:30, 12 on the average. But then I would eat more than I knew I was eating more than I should have. And part of that came from stress. How can I put it? Not even stress, because stress makes me not want to eat. More like worry. When my son got cancer, I didn't give a damn about anything. I did not care about anything. And this just happened. I got the news in May. And I just didn't care. I just comforted myself all day eating whatever I wanted. I just ate and ate and ate whenever I felt like it. It was comfort for me. Well, then when I saw my clothes getting tighter and the weight going up, I thought, no, this is not a good thing. This is not a good thing. I got to watch it. I'm never going back to that 172. That was, oh, I can't even believe I got that high. So I'm slowly going down, and I'm going to do it slowly. I'm not going to sit here, oh my God, I got to lose 3-4 pounds this week. I'm doing it slowly to where I'll get on the scale, nothing's changed for a few days or a week, and then I'll get on, oh, there's a pound gone. And because I have a digital scale, notice the ounces too if you have a digital scale. Like say you get on, it says 130.8. Well, that's the ounces. And say the next day you get on, it says 130.3. Don't get disappointed. You just lost some ounces. Yeah, look at it that way. You lost some ounces. So, and always make sure you weigh yourself in the morning before you eat or drink anything and after you pee. And take all your clothes off. Don't weigh yourself with any clothes or shoes on, because that can add 2 to 3 pounds in itself. And then if you drink stuff, that can all add several pounds, and you're not getting your true weight. So you weigh yourself first thing in the morning. You go pee, you take off all your clothes, weigh yourself. Then go about your business of eating, drinking, and whatever else. But never ever weigh yourself with your clothes and shoes on during the day, because it's not going to be an accurate weight. You have to do it in the morning before you put food and liquids into your body, and after you pee to get that fluid out of your body. And maybe you need to do number 2 too if you have to do that right away. But before you eat or drink anything, and take all your clothes off, all of them, and weigh yourself. That's your true weight. But I know that, you know, as I go around, when I go shopping or whatever, and I'm out and about, I really, really notice the elderly people that are so not grotesquely obese. I mean, I've seen plenty of those, but definitely overweight. Definitely overweight. And that's why they're continuing to eat as they did when they were excuse me, much younger, and you just can't, guys. And it's hard. You have to look at yourself in the mirror, take all your clothes off, look at yourself in the mirror and say, is this worth the 5 minutes it took to eat all that? No. I mean, when you think about it, when you sit down to eat, we eat pretty quickly, right? I don't care if it's a full course meal, you're eating, and in a matter of minutes you're done. But if you eat way too much, it's going to show itself on your body. And I'm not willing to go there anymore, not only because of appearance, but because of my health. The more weight you have, the more chances you have of serious issues concerning your health. That's a scientific fact. That's not just somebody talking. It's true. So for me, no. I want to get back down to a weight that was more comfortable on my legs, on my knees, my mobility. When I was around 120, actually 120 was where I felt the best. And in order to maintain that, I'm going to have to keep my calorie level low. That's all there is to it. Because I'm 69. I mean, I'm heading into my 70s, and I'm sure as heck not out there running a marathon or riding a bicycle all day long. I'm not doing that. And like I said, I'm just not into exercise. I can't get into that structured, it just doesn't work for me. It may work for you, but it doesn't work for me. And like I said, none of my relatives are exercisers, and they lived very long lives. And so that's the way it is for me. I don't know, it could change one day. One day I might wake up and say, I am going to be an exerciser. Oh yeah, I'm going to go to it. Who knows? I don't know. But at this point, no. So in order to get down to the weight I want, I'm keeping my calorie level low. And once I get there, I'll increase it. You can look that up. To maintain a certain weight at your height, you can look it up exactly what you need, the calories you'll need online. You just go to a calorie calculator and they'll tell you what you need to lose. It'll tell you it'll ask, are you a woman or man? You put woman. It'll ask your height. You put your height. It'll ask your weight. You put your weight. It'll ask the weight you want to be, and you put down that weight. And then it'll give you how many calories you need daily to lose that weight. And it'll do the same for maintaining, if you're wanting to maintain. Okay, I'm 120 pounds. What do I need to do? How many calories a day do I need to maintain this? It'll tell you all that online. So, guys, I made this video because I know a lot of you who are elderly are struggling. I see it on YouTube. They're struggling with their weight, really struggling. And it just comes down to one thing, calorie intake. So if you're really concerned about your weight, if you're really concerned about being healthier so that you don't end up older with a lot of issues, I'm 69 on no medications, and I want to stay that way for as long as I can. And I know that keeping my weight down is one of those big issues, especially with diabetes so prevalent in my family. I especially want to avoid that. And that belly fat is one of the biggest things that can lead you to diabetes, and no way do I want that. So I will continue my low calorie, and you might hit a plateau. And when I have hit a plateau, I drop the calories a little bit more to break it, and it just works to lower those calories. So if you're looking for some magical potion, forget it. All that Ozempic stuff, all that stuff, you have to be careful with that stuff. That stuff has caused a lot of issues. And as a new drug, who knows what's going to show up later down the line. I don't believe in all the drug stuff for losing weight. I just don't. Because once you go off of it and then you go back to your habits, well, there's the weight again. You have to train yourself to eat differently, eat less, move around more. If you're a couch potato, that's not good either. To just sit on the couch all day, or if you have a job where you're sitting all day, that can make it harder too. So yeah, you do have to increase your movement. But I'm not going to tell you go out and exercise and work out, because a lot of you will start that and you'll say, I don't want to do this. So watch the calorie intake, because once you're older, sorry guys, we just don't need all the calories anymore. We're not growing anymore. We're not producing anymore. We're not doing any of that stuff anymore. We're headed the other way to where everything's slowing down. So cut the calories, eat healthier food, watch those carbs and sugars and those artificial sweeteners, and you will see the weight come off. And don't plan on making it a fast thing, because then when it's not fast, you get disappointed and you say forget it. Make it slow and easy weight loss so that you can stick with it and lose it and feel good about yourself. Like I said, count those ounces. They count. Don't think they don't. They do. So anyway, guys, just wanted to make this real quick, because us older people, it is harder to lose weight because our metabolism is slowing down. So think about it, work on it, and I hope you succeed. And if I'm wearing the same clothes as the last video, it's because I'm recording this on the same day. Anyway, talk to you later, guys, and you have a good day. Bye-bye.